Have you ever felt a deep, nagging feeling that the universe itself is trying to warn you about your relationship? That unsettling sense that despite everything you do, a hidden force is telling you something is profoundly wrong, but you just can't decipher the message. What if I told you this wasn't your imagination, but a sacred cosmic warning? The legendary psychologist Carl Jung uncovered a powerful secret. Our souls are deeply intertwined with the universe, and it sends powerful, often invisible, signs to steer us away from heartache and onto our true path. If you are feeling lost, confused, or spiritually drained by your relationship, then this message was meant for you. In this video, we will unlock the 10 critical signs the universe sends when it does not want you to be with someone. Understanding these signs is the powerful, immediate solution you've been searching for, and it will completely transform how you see your love life. But before we reveal these secrets, and an incredible number of you who find life-changing value in these videos aren't subscribed. If this is you, take a single second to click that subscribe button now, so the algorithm keeps you connected to this wisdom and you don't miss out on future guidance. Be sure to also press the like button to help spread these teachings. And I have a quick favor to ask. Let us know in the comments what city or country you're watching from. I want to see just how far across the globe Carl Jung's powerful teachings are helping people like you. Now get ready to discover what the universe is desperately trying to tell you. 1. Impossible obstacles to overcome. When we are in a relationship that is not aligned with our true essence, the universe tends to place obstacles in our path. These obstacles often arise unexpectedly, without a logical explanation, as if everything had turned against us overnight. It could be that you have unexpected financial problems, health issues, or even family matters that make the relationship increasingly difficult. These challenges that seem insurmountable can be signs from the universe trying to push us away from something that is not right. It's as if suddenly everything around you starts to conspire for you to realize that something isn't working. When we are in tune with the right path, difficulties tend to be easier to handle and overcome. However, when we are in a relationship that is not part of our destiny, these difficulties can be like an invisible wall impeding our progress. Often these obstacles arise so suddenly and intensely that there is no way to ignore them. If the relationship is causing more pain and suffering than joy and growth, it is possible that these obstacles are trying to alert you to follow a different direction. 2. Clear signs that we cannot ignore. Over time, any relationship reveals who we really are and what we really need, and that's when the signs begin to appear. You might find yourself ignoring small things at first, perhaps your partner's attitudes that you don't like so much, or feelings you'd rather not notice. However, as time passes, these small flaws begin to become bigger, more evident, and impossible to ignore. This is the moment when the universe starts to scream for you to pay attention. Jung spoke a lot about archetypes and projections, how our psyche often creates idealized images of the people we are in relationships with. When these projections start to fall, you begin to see the person as they really are. And this is not always comfortable. The relationship may begin to reveal behaviors or characteristics that you didn't notice before, or perhaps ignored, but that can no longer be set aside. This can be a clear indication that the relationship is not healthy for you. If instead of growth you feel that you are distancing yourself from your true self, it is the universe trying to show you that it is time to follow a new path. 3. Discomfort without a logical explanation. There are times when, even without a clear reason, you start to feel a growing discomfort in a relationship. It can be an inexplicable feeling that something is not right, even if at first glance everything seems to be in order. You try to rationalize, but something inside you does not feel at peace. This discomfort can manifest in various ways. A feeling of constant sadness, anxiety, or even a loss of energy when you are with the person. Jung believed that the unconscious has a way of guiding us, and when something is not right in our lives, it sends us messages, usually in the form of intense emotions that we cannot control. This discomfort may be one of these messages. Sometimes, what we feel is a kind of alarm from our unconscious, warning us that the relationship is not in harmony with what we really need. It may not be something you can put into words, but it is a feeling that things are not flowing as they should, and we often ignore this sign, thinking it will pass, or that we are just going through a difficult time. However, this persistent discomfort can be a way for the universe to tell us that the relationship is not what you need to evolve. 4. The relationship is consuming you. Relationships, when they are healthy, should be sources of energy, growth, and joy. However, when a relationship is not good for us, it starts to have the opposite effect. It consumes us. This can happen in various ways. You start to feel that your energy is being drained whenever you are with the person, or maybe you have the feeling of losing your identity. The partner may be demanding too much from you, emotionally or mentally, and you feel that you no longer have space to be who you really are. Jung spoke a lot about individuation, which is the process of becoming who we really are. When we are in a relationship that does not contribute to this process of self-discovery, it can lead us to a state of exhaustion. If you start to feel emotionally exhausted, overwhelmed, or as if you are constantly trying to keep the peace in a dysfunctional relationship, this can be a big sign that something is wrong. The universe, in a subtle way, may be showing you that you need to step away from this relationship to recover your energy and focus on your own growth. A relationship that consumes your emotional and physical energy is a clear indication that it is not aligned with your life purpose. 5. Changes in focus and interests. If you start to notice that you are gradually distancing yourself from the person you are with, it may be a reflection of the universe trying to show you that the relationship is not what you really need. You start to become more interested in other things, other people, or activities that previously didn't seem so attractive. This distancing can be a natural mechanism of your psyche, trying to redirect you to what is most important for you. Jung believed that when we are in tune with our true self, things flow naturally. When the relationship is in disagreement with this essence, the universe begins to push us away from it, whether through growing disinterest, a lack of motivation to do things that were once important, or even the loss of emotional connection. This can be uncomfortable, and often we cannot immediately understand why we feel so distant from the person. But if we observe carefully, we will see that the universe is giving us space to realize what really matters and to guide us back to our own path, away from something that does not add to us. 6. Negative behaviors begin to grow. At the beginning of a relationship, we are often blinded by attraction and novelty, and we may ignore certain negative behaviors, thinking they are just minor flaws. However, as time passes, these behaviors begin to intensify and take over the relationship. The partner may begin to show more controlling, aggressive, manipulative, or simply disrespectful attitudes. Jung believed that each person's shadow, those aspects that we try to hide or repress, often manifests in others, especially when we are in a relationship. If these behaviors start to become more frequent and intense, this may be a reflection that the relationship is bringing to the surface negative aspects that need to be confronted and dealt with. This does not mean that the relationship is unsustainable in itself, but rather that it is reflecting something that needs to be recognized and corrected. The universe may be trying to warn you that when these behaviors grow, the relationship can become toxic and harmful, distancing you from your true essence. 7. The connection begins to disappear without explanation. When a relationship begins to disintegrate gradually and without a logical explanation, it can be one of the most powerful signs that the universe is pushing you away from someone who is not the best for you. The emotional connection that once seemed strong and solid begins to disappear without you being able to understand why. It may be that the other person is more distant, or that the relationship itself seems to be emptying out. This can happen so subtly and gradually that at first you may not even notice, but over time it becomes clear that the connection is no longer the same. Jung believed that the true connection in a relationship should be deep and transformative, promoting the growth of both people involved. When this starts to fail and the relationship ceases to nourish the soul, it is a sign that the universe is showing you that it is time to move on. Even if you try to understand or fight against it, this disconnection may be the clearest way the universe is telling you that the relationship is no longer part of your path. 8. Lack of personal growth. Jung saw relationships as an important tool for personal growth and self-knowledge. When we are in a relationship that truly contributes to our evolution, we feel that we are learning more about ourselves every day. However, when the relationship begins to hinder our growth, it's a strong and evident sign. You begin to realize that you are no longer progressing, that your ambitions are being stifled, or that you are no longer learning anything new. This may be a reflection that the relationship is not favoring your individuation, the process of becoming who you really are. It is a moment for you to consider your choices. If a relationship is not helping you to grow, it is a sign that something is not in tune with your true purpose. 9. Irrational fears arise. Another sign that may indicate that the relationship is not aligned with your path is the emergence of irrational fears. Constant fears that something will go wrong, of losing the person, or of something negative happening can be a manifestation of the unconscious trying to warn you that the relationship is not safe or healthy. Jung believed that the unconscious sends us warning signals through emotions, and these fears can be a reflection of our inner self, showing us that something is not right. These fears, often without a logical reason, can be a way for the universe to call our attention to something we need to confront or abandon so that we can move towards what we truly desire and deserve. 10. The end comes without a clear explanation. There are times when, no matter how hard we try to hold on to a relationship, it simply slips through our fingers. There is no great betrayal, no definitive fight, or a concrete reason for the end. But still, everything begins to fall apart inevitably. It's as if the connection that once existed suddenly disappears, and no attempt is enough to rescue what was experienced. Jung spoke about synchronicity, the idea that certain events happen not by chance, but as part of a larger plan, even if we cannot understand it at the moment. When a relationship ends inevitably, it may be the universe acting to move us away from something that no longer makes sense in our journey. We often insist on continuing because we are afraid of the void, of change, of the unknown. But the sudden end can be a liberation disguised as a loss. It is common to try to resist, to look for explanations, to look for someone to blame. But with time, the truth reveals itself. Some people come into our lives only for a period, to teach us something, and not to stay forever. If, even after several attempts, nothing seems to fit as before, perhaps it is time to accept that this story has fulfilled its role. The best thing to do is to trust that, as painful as it may seem now, this end may be making room for something much greater and truer on your path. And so, you are now equipped with the sacred knowledge to interpret the universe's most profound messages. The path is no longer hidden. You hold the key passed down through the wisdom of Carl Jung to finally understand the spiritual guidance protecting your heart. You are no longer navigating your love life in the dark. Now, I want you to do something powerful. In the comments below, tell me the one sign from this video that was a shocking moment of clarity for you. Which sign did the universe send that you can now finally understand? Your story will create a powerful ripple effect for others in this community. As you share your truth, please press the like button to help this spiritual solution reach others who are lost and confused. And if this video has awakened something within you, make sure you subscribe to the channel. An incredible number of people watch these videos and receive this guidance but forget to subscribe, meaning they risk missing the next powerful secret we uncover. Don't let that be you. Subscribe now, so you are here with us as we continue to decode the universe's greatest mysteries. Until the next video, trust the signs and remember that you are now walking a path guided by the cosmos itself.